Alright, hey guys, Tyler here, and today I'm going to be doing a how-to video on how to build a natural ground blind. So there's several factors you got to think about when you're going to be building a natural ground blind, but first thing to think about is the situation. So the situation I'm in when I have to build a natural ground blind is when I'm not hunting in my hunting club for whatever reason. I'm hunting in the Angelina National Forest. And that's public land, and you're not allowed to have any kind of stands when you're hunting there. No box blinds, no tree stands, tent blinds, nothing. Can't have anything. But you can hunt out of a natural ground blind, like what I'm going to show you how to build today. So, that's what I hunt out of there. I just build one. So, the second thing you have to look at is your surroundings, where you're at. I'm in East Texas, so I'm in the piney woods. This right here isn't pine trees right here, but you can see in the background back there, it's mainly pine trees, a few oak trees, you know, it's just the piney woods. So that's what I'm going to take into consideration when I'm building natural ground blind. You just have to make your own decision. If you hunt in grasslands, you know, if you hunt in snowy areas, it just all depends on where you're at. Third thing you got to look at before you even start building is you got to scout out and find a good spot. You can't just build a ground blind anywhere and expect to see deer or whatever you're hunting. You have to scout out, look for any kind of animal signs, fresh tracks, fresh poop, anything you can find. For example, on opening weekend this year of whitetail, I was walking around and I was able to find a ridge where there was deer tracks all along the ridge, and there was scrapes where a buck had been working it just the night before I was there. So I set up there was like a valley, and on the other side of the valley, on the opposite side of the ridge where the deer were working it, that's where I built my ground blind. I saw a doe that weekend, but that's besides the point. So yeah, I'm just back here in the woods behind my house. There's a house behind me, but I just wanted to demonstrate it out here. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first, of course, you want to find a spot to build it. Like I said, try to find some animal sign. Try to find a place with good shooting lanes. Anything along those lines that will help you see deer or whatever you're hunting. Just look for a nice open spot with plenty of shooting lanes and some animal sign. You also need a background to your blind, where the back end's going to be. I like to build blinds around trees because that gives you a back. And if you don't have a chair, you can lean on the tree. It's just a good place to build ground blinds around a tree. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can build it up by a pile of brush, or you can just make a full circle on your blind, which isn't that great of an idea because it doesn't give you any kind of back behind you, but you can do it. Also, take into consideration the colors that are going to be behind you. If you were to build it around this pine tree here, the colors behind you are going to be brown mainly. So take that into consideration on what kind of camo you're going to wear and what you build the front end of your blind out of. Because you don't want a bunch of dead brush behind you and then build your whole blind out of green stuff. You don't want to do that. So just get an idea of what's going to be behind you. Okay, so first step, you found your spot where you're going to build your blind. I'm just going to build it around this pine tree here. Second step you're going to do is gather up a lot of sticks, and like I mentioned earlier, you want stuff that's going to blend in with your background. So in this case, I've got some green saplings on either side of the tree, and then I've got the bark from the tree. So I would want a mixture of live and dead sticks. But keep in mind, again, that anything you put up that's going to be green is going to wilt. So that's why I like to find a spot that's more dead stuff, so you can just go ahead and put dead stuff up. That way, you know, you don't have to worry about replenishing the live sticks every time you come in. So Yeah, so start gathering up sticks. Now you want your sticks to be where they're going to come up and cover as much of you as possible, but you're still going to be able to put your gun up or your bow or whatever you got to shoot. So in my case, I'd want them up about maybe 4 foot, 3.5, 4 foot. For me, it also depends on if you're going to be sitting in a chair on the ground. So from here on out, it's pretty simple. Just pile up brush around where you're going to be sitting. Make sure you have, a good amount of coverage on each side, especially on the direction in which you think animals may be coming from. So if you have a game trail or tracks where they're coming from, make sure you have that side pretty heavily covered. Now you're going to want to leave one small opening for you to get into the blind from, but what I like to do is get a small bush, like a thick little piece of a bush with a bunch of leaves on it, and stick it in the ground in your door. That way when you go in your stand or blind, you pull it out, you go in, bring all your gear in, sit down, stick it back down, so the hole for your door is covered. So let me show you what this looks like with me inside it. Like this right now, and I'm not completely done, but I can shoot either way here. That way a little bit, but you shoot either way. And so yeah, and I'm gonna finish up this and then show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so here it is. Just looks like a bundle of brush up by the tree. As you can see, I threw in a bunch of pine sticks and logs just to break it up a little more. Good mixture of pine and a few other branches, mainly pine because it is right by this pine tree. So you would enter right over here, and you get up in here. This is actually a really nice little blind here. Pretty flat on this side, because I turned all the branches out facing outwards. You sit down here and you look around, and you got plenty of branches and stuff to break your figure up and hide you. So this would work great. This would be a perfect little blind if I wasn't out in my backyard. Alright guys, well I pulled a chair up in here just to, see what it'd be like. And I'd get a shorter chair if I was actually going to hunt out of this, because this raises me up pretty tall. But if I was wearing camouflage and a mask or some face paint, this would work just fine. So thanks a lot for watching. If you're wondering, how I didn't stick each branch in the ground, I just kind of piled up a bunch of brush, really, in a circular pattern. Go find some, this is a pine tree, right? Go find some pine trees. Break off some branches, some really thick branches. That's what this right here, this whole side here, is just one pine branch. And then I threw in some, and then this side is 2 pine branches and a bunch of brush that I just threw into it. So, it works fine. This would be a perfect little blind to hunt out of. So, yeah, that's about all there is to say. This will work for bow hunting or rifle hunting. If you're rifle hunting though, unless you're good at freehand, you might want to bring some shooting sticks to, shoot off of. But that's it for this video, guys. And also, like I said in my last channel update video, when we go to South Texas this year, it'll be a really big, long video with kill shots, everything. It'll be a perfect video because this time I'll have a camera where I can film kill shots. So definitely, if you're not subscribed and you want to make sure you get to see that video, subscribe so you'll get an update when that video is uploaded. And I'm going to probably do a giveaway for my subscribers on Christmas Day. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe for that. and I'll give you more info on what that'll be about later. Thanks for watching Young Guns Outdoors, and I'll see you guys next time.